Hey, my brothers and sisters, this is Pastor Davis, and today I'm coming after you once more and again with a word of encouragement. And that word today, my brothers and sisters, is stop being a quitter. Stop being a quitter. This word is not necessarily directed at you as an individual, but it is directed at you and also our children. Because the problem that I am finding in my travels in speaking on college campus and at local high schools is that there are too many of our young people that are dropping out of life. They are quitting at everything that they go to do. They are quitting at football, basketball, soccer, even dropping out of their classes in school. Not only that, I'm discovering that there are also too many of our young children talking about committing suicide. And that, my brothers and sisters, is unacceptable to us in this day and time. You see, our young people are the future of this generation and the future of this world. And in order for them to be able to grow and maintain their present lifestyle, we as parents, we as teachers, we as educators, we as leaders, we as adults, we as spiritual leaders, we have to be able to show our young people a better way of life instead of letting them just drop out of this life. You see, life itself is going to always throw us many curveballs. Life itself is going to beat us down. And the problem is that we are finding too many of our young people are getting knocked down and they are staying down. You see, my brothers and sisters, we have to learn how to encourage one another. We have to learn how to encourage our children that when they get knocked down, they have an opportunity to get up and try it all over again. You see, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. Life is going to be full of fall downs. Life is going to be filled with many knockdowns. Life is going to be filled with many disappointments. But the thing that we have to realize and understand and to be able to teach is that whenever all of these trials and tribulations come upon us, they are not coming to stay in our lives. They are there just for the moment to pass through. And while they are there, they are teaching us a lesson that we can grab a hold to, that we can learn and we can teach others. You see, the only way that the problems that come into our lives are going to stay in our lives is that we grab a hold of them and say, hold on, I want you to stay, that is the only way that they're going to remain there because they're there to teach us a lesson. And they once that lesson is taught, they are going to move on to the next place that they are destined to go, wherever it may be or whoever it may be in. But one of the things that we have to do is to be able to overcome. And we can overcome the many trials and tribulations that are going to come upon us, that are going to come upon our children, by understanding that they are only there to teach us, and the lesson that they are going to teach us is that a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. When we get knocked down, let us learn to be able to fall on our back, because if we fall on our back, we can look up, and if we can look up, we can get up. And that's what we always want to do. We always want to get up. You see, the staying down is a choice that we make in life. We don't never have to stay down when we get knocked down. We can always get up if we choose to get up. We can always move forward in our schools, in our education system, in our jobs, on the athletic field. It does not matter where we are. We can be successful. Why? Because we are chosen to be successful. God created us as a unique individual, and when he created us, he threw away the mold. There is nobody else in this world like me. There is nobody else in this world like you. So my brothers and sisters, understand that you have power. You are a unique individual, and you have greatness in you, and you can do great things. You can go places that you never dreamed that you can go. Why? Because you are unique. You see, this physical body of ours is nothing more than a mechanical and electrical machine. And this body will go and do whatever our minds command it to do, wherever our minds command it to go. And if our minds tell us when we get knocked down to get up, we can get up. If it tells us to stand up, we can stand up. If it tells us to be great in all that we do, we can be great. We can be the best that we can be by simply believing that we can do it. You see, my brothers and sisters, understand this one simple fact, that a seed, once it is planted into the ground, there is nothing that you can do to that seed other than to water it, and then believe that that seed is going to grow and sprout and reproduce whatever it is of its own kind. You cannot give it the sunshine. You cannot give it the rain, but you can believe that that seed is going to reproduce itself. So that is what same thing that you have to learn to believe in yourself, that the seeds that you are planting into your mind is good soil. And when you learn to believe that those seeds that you are planting into your mind will reproduce of its own kind, they will reproduce. You have to believe it. And so therefore it comes to, when you get knocked down, believe that you can always get up and keep going. You see, one of the things in terms of when we look at the jobs that we have here in this society, these jobs are only created by 1% of the people in this world. 98 to 99% work on a job for the 1% who do the creating. Why? Because that's how few people believe that they can accomplish the greatness that has already been given to them. You see, we have to change that by learning how to believe that we too can do exactly what that 1% already is doing. We can do it by starting to believe, by starting to support one another, starting to teach our young people that they can do all things through God who strengthens them. So when you get knocked down, don't stay down. Get knocked down, get up, and keep going. Don't be a quitter. Stop being losers in this life. Stop being quitters. get up and stand up and do what you are already commanded to do. You see, you have greatness in you. You were purposed to do great things. And now you have to start believing that. Believe that you can do all things. There is nothing that someone else out there is doing that you cannot do if you learn to believe it. And that belief starts from your mind. You got to be able to put it into your mind and say, I can do this. There is nothing that I can do. If that person can do it, I can do it. But you have to have that faith. You have to stand on that faith and know that whatever you're telling your mind will reproduce it. That is my word for you today, my brothers and sisters. Stop being a quitter. Teach your children to stop being a quitter. Don't allow them to drop out of society. You can help. We all can help if we all get in there and believe. Believe in our children, no matter how difficult the situation may be, no matter how difficult they may seem at this particular moment as they are growing up, and you're trying to teach them things and they are yelling and screaming and you are yelling and screaming and they're telling you what they're not going to do and you're telling them what they are going to do. My brothers and sisters, have patience and believe that your child was created with greatness in them. And all you have to do is to stay focused and keep encouraging them to stay focused and do not quit. Do not give up on life. Do not be a dropout. Go forward, stay focused, and do what great people always do. That is overcome the difficulties. Okay? Do that for your children. Do that for me. Do that for yourself. Do that for the universe. Talk to you later in our next meeting of the minds.